Hello ladies and gents, this is Grav, I'm the Rev, and we're going to be talking about levels 20 to 30 today in Grav and what you can expect. Now, last time we were here, we went and played on the moon Stargates, which are 12 to 17. This is the new one that you'll find and you'll be able to do, as you can see, 13 to 25. So from 20 to 30 you'll be running this bad boy. And then we'll go take a look at that in a little bit. And once you hit 20, one thing you're going to probably also want to start to do is use pets. Talk about pets in 1 second though. First, see this nice pretty armor I have here? It's the ore armor. And I got a new AR2, which is the Retribution, and yet it's this light blue. And then the sword, oop, that's not the right sword. It changed swords on me. See? Gem sword. Thank you. There we go. There's the gem sword. So that's the sword that you'll be running with. This is from levels 20 to 30. So, things you want to keep in mind. And also at this point, they've also done a couple other major things. One, I'll show you guys real quick here. Wow, my wood's almost empty. I'm not going to put it in here. But you see the way you can add things. Instead of just adding wood, you can now hit fill wood, and it'll fill the whole thing here. So you can get your organics. You also get them off of killing enemies. That, and then they put a new stem, bag summon stem. And as you can see over here, these are really expensive, right? Takes a lot of stuff. But if you get killed, and this is in the PvE and single player, you get all your stuff back. If it is in the PvP and you get killed, you just get your gear back. So that's something that everybody's going to want to take and have a couple of those on you when you're going and running around and doing your leveling. So, and now, as you can see, we've got a whole bunch more Stargates here to do for recaps levels 30, 40, 50, and top level 60, which is, you can see this character here is now 60. I've just basically been going back and farming to get all of the gear. Unfortunately, the way it's kind of set up now, by the time you have your full gear, you're going to be pushing into areas where your gear isn't going to help. It takes you so long to farm the gear that, at least it did for me, that by the time I got it all, I was already, you know, working on the next set of armor. So, but it's all good. So hold on 1 second, folks, and when we come back, I'll show you guys a low planet. All right, we are back, and we are on a low planet. And as you can see, you've got all kinds of weird crap going on here. In fact, I'll give you guys a nice, well, yeah, we're almost out of wood. We're gonna have to get more of that. But as you can see, whole bunch of cool things here. It's a completely different planet, which is cool. And you know, it gives the devs a lot of room to work with. So there we go. So now I'm going to show you guys how to use the pets. Smack. Smell on noise. Oop, I got my big sword out. Oh well. Something screws with this. Okay, so you hit K, and you got pet control and pet duration. Now you need to hit one of the little vendors that are running around on the planets to get the blueprints, and once you get them, it's damage, harvest, and I think there's speed. The two I use the most, of course, are damage and harvest booster, because the damage booster you're definitely going to need as you start running the dungeons and you're getting into the end of them. So, but the harvest booster will be the easiest one to show you guys. Alright, we'll just pop 2 of them. You can do 4. You can also, it costs element X to get them. So you can have up to 4, and then you can start making the time that they're around, because they're on timers, last longer. So our wood is at 367. And normally you get just 20 wood. See, we're at 401. You can see the little yellow things there, and it's giving us bonus. So we got 35 that time. So, and the more harvesters or the little guys you see floating around out you have, the more you get. Unfortunately, I think I'm too high of a level to show you guys. The combat, because you get bonuses to your base character on top of the weapons that you get. I don't know. Let's see what this weapon's like. Yeah, I see that. 412. Yeah. That's because I'm such a high level right now. And I'm playing in an area that is way too easy. But it's all good. So as you're going up, like I said, I've showed you guys before, your weapons do scale. They've been tweaking it, and they've been tweaking these guys too, because you go up against some of the stuff that's maybe 1 level above you, and you're hardly doing any damage, right? And it takes forever to kill something. So they've been tweaking those so that the damage boosters work better. And they've been rebalancing the weapons so that they work better. I mean, I've seen a difference. I've been going almost 100 hours in, putting this guy up to 60. And a lot of it's just because I've been farming, trying to get as much of the weapon sets as is, because I pretty much just blast through. So, and to answer some of the questions, yes, you'll be fighting most of the same enemies. The only big difference right now, I'm sure they're going to be adding more enemies. I mean, this is early access, but the only big difference right now is that they have the monsters that you fight have higher hit points, and they hit you harder. So, again, depending on your armor, you know, right now, let's say I went in and the armor I have on, I could take 1 or 2 hits in a level 30, in a level 30 area, right? And I didn't get all of that armor till I was in like 35, so there's a lot of death. So the bug, or the bag summon, is definitely helpful. Really, come here. That's what happens when you interrupt what I'm saying. Anyways, I think we'll go back up, and you'll see these things are on a timer, and at some point, I don't know, I've spent a lot of element X trying to get these bots up as fast as possible, so they do as much as possible, for the simple fact that it really will speed up your leveling, and it will speed up your harvesting especially. And you need that, because if you're going through more ammo, you're going to need to be, be able to get it quicker, so it doesn't stagnate the game and make you feel like you're just farming constantly, which is good. I mean, the developers are doing good with balancing that. But you can see this is totally different from the other world I showed you. And then the next video, which should be levels 30 to 40, I will show you yet another world. And I'll show you all the new armor, everything like that. I'm still working on the in-game gear. It is very difficult to come across. They've made it so that some of the in-game stuff you have to find your very specific type of enemy at a specific level, which is real hard once you hit level 60. So trying to find those are somewhat difficult. It depends on what planet comes up when, because the planets all are rotating around you, so when they come into the Stargate, that's... Whoa. Oh, wow. Boy. Woo. That was quite the pause there, wasn't it? Well, you know what happens. Again, this is early access. But, you know, yes, there's a lot of farming. But if you like, you know, if you ever played WoW or anything like that, it's fun, you know. You can play with your friends. That'll make things go quicker. You know, you can rush dungeons and... Whoa. I'll show you guys how there's a couple of different ways. Uh-oh. Now, they've put... They used to normally put guardians around these things that are your level, so... That's why I'm looking around here before I jump off. Always want to get these loot crates. If you see them, you definitely want to get them. But as you get higher and higher, they start putting enemies around these little mini bosses. You can see we got a whole bunch of crap, but I can't use any of it because I'm pretty much out leveled all of it. So that's all good. What? Really? Come here, little bug. Don't be messing with me now. All right, so there we go, folks. There's a look at a new world. And so far, across all the worlds, the dungeons, just one last little highlight here, because I have done all the dungeons on all the levels now. I'm sure they're going to put more diversity into them, but I think there's maybe 4 dungeon types with various switching around of areas, so you know they make it a little more maze-like. But in the next video, I'll show you guys what it's like pushing to the end of a dungeon and the ultra hard bosses that they have at the end. Now, it works real well if you do this, you know, because one of the things I found that was really hard was finding level appropriate. I was always way too high or was way too low. So this is one way where you can do a low level dungeon but push to the end, still get experience and still keep, you know, progressing on and not feel like you're spinning in your boots, because it's not always easy to find dungeons and areas in the map, because they're all randomly generated, that'll give you, you know, that level that you're in, you know, the 25, 27, you know, every 2 to 3. Sometimes it gets difficult. So, but that's all good. I'm gonna head back over here towards our portal. I think I've shown you guys these before. This is the portal with which you return. You can see up on the HUD display that it's there. You can go out of range of it, but you got to be pretty far away, so it's not too bad. So as always, folks, I'd like to thank you for watching. This has been Grav, Leveling Guide, 20 to 30 levels. And like I said, in the next one, we've got a whole bunch of new stuff coming up. So, as always, I'll see you next time, if the gods don't get me first. Or...